And we say good morning to you. Welcome. We are live at Luke's Pizza in Johnson City on this Monday, March the 5th, 2018. Again, show number 701. 701. And we're here live. Big week coming up tomorrow, American Import and Auto Repair. Wednesday will be at Chick-fil-A. Thursday at Champion Chevrolet. Then on Friday we'll be at Food City on South Rhone Street here in Johnson City. So ready to go. We got lots to talk about and a lot of people to talk to. We'll take a look at NASCAR. Kevin Harvick did it again. Atlanta Motor Speedway last weekend. Yesterday, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A record-setting performance for the number 4 machine. We'll talk all about that. Doug Fritz will join us from the Johnson City Press. We've got state, sectional, or sub-state basketball coming up today. For the boys, AAA, AA, single A. Girls played on Saturday. Had a chance to go out and watch Daniel Boone's girls. And, Macy Culbertson, the girl, can flat play basketball, as all the Lady Trailblazers can. We'll tell you about the state tournament pairings for the ladies, or Doug will, coming up here in a few minutes. And also the gentlemen play tonight, the sectional AAA, AA, single A. Also, Mike Hedrick joins us top of the hour talking NASCAR and get the very latest update on what's going on as they head off to Phoenix for Rocket. Ryan Newman won the race a year ago. Of course, we are 41 days out from the Food City 500. Daniel Monjay stops by to talk to us about what's going on in Milligan sports and a record-setting performance over the weekend for the Milligan track and field youngster out of Great Britain. It's terrible English. What am I trying to say? English accent. And also Joe Vento joins us live from the U.S. Cellular Center at the Asheville Civic Center. The Bucks taking on UNC Greensboro 1 versus 2 as you kind of drawed up in the seedings for the Men's Southern Conference basketball tournament. And Joe will join us live from Asheville, North Carolina, coming up here in a little while. So that's what's going on today. We're here live again. We are at Luke's Pizza. Love coming to Luke's. It's like your corner pizza pub place. It's really neat. Our Pepsi men are in here. Stocking the shelves, getting ready for a big week here at Luke's Pizza. They had a big weekend, as they always do here at Luke's. It's located, by the way, on West Market Street, right up the hill from the Walmart. I guess I'm going to give them a selfish plug, but the Walmart is where it is. We're here all the time. Love the calzones. Of course, the special every day. Couple of pizza slices, cheese or pepperoni with a drink for $6. Can't beat it to get two pieces, slices, big old slices of pizza, might add, and also a drink for right around $6, and that's available every day. Also at Luke's, any hero would come up as a meatball parmesan, chicken parmesan. We'll get to that chicken later on here. Sausage hero, a Philly cheesesteak or a pizza cheesesteak. And the pizza cheesesteak is steak, pepperoni, pizza sauce, and mozzarella. So the heroes, those specials, any hero, chips and a drink, lunchtime only, for $7.25. So you can get out of here easily under $10 to eat and get your belly full. Some great food here at Luke's Pizza. Always got the TV going, always got sports going on, and they're talking about the NCAA. We got 5 schools that punched their ticket to get into the big dance already, and we'll go down that, run down that for you as well. So lots going on. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. The verse of the day is out of the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." That's the verse of the day. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen, out of the book of Isaiah. And so ready to roll. Again, we've got NASCAR, we've got college basketball, we've got baseball. Oh gosh, we've got golf. How about the old man? Old man by today's standards. Phil Mickelson brings home the championship in the Mexico Golf Championship over the weekend, defeating Dustin Thomas. We'll talk about that. So all that's coming up again as we work our way through this Monday, March the 5th. But, of course, focal point, center stage is NCAA basketball. The SEC starts this week in St. Louis. ACC, all the tournaments start this week to determine the seeding for the upcoming March Madness. And so, again, on the local front, the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State taking on UNC Greensboro tonight at the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville, North Carolina. So that's going to be something to be talking to Joe Vento about, the sports director of the Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Also, Doug Fritz will come by and join us here in just a few minutes to give us the update on what's going on with the state sectional. But a man who got a chance to do something really cool. I mean, really cool. He's sitting right over there. He's ETSU ball cap on. The one, the only, Darius Hensley joins us coming up next. Guest number 1. We're live at a brand new location. Love it. Love it hanging out at Luke's. The food is out of this world. I got to tell you, if you like calzones, Nick and the boys and Luke and the guys, they can do it. And do a very good calzone, one of many things. The pizzas are great here. Baked spaghetti's great here. I've never had a bad meal. I've been coming here about, 5 or 6 years. I've never had a bad meal here at Luke's. It's awesome. But again, for me and my money, the calzone. So anyway, countdown is on. We're 8 days away from Elizabethton baseball. Tomorrow right here, they'll open things up against the Sullivan Central Cougars. We have Meet the Cyclones tonight at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton from 6 to 8. You get a chance to go by and meet the Cyclone baseball team and the Lady Cyclone softball team. I get a chance to swing by there. We're going to be there hanging out for a little while tonight. Also, our countdown is on for what's on the ball cap, the Food City 500, 41 days out. Can't wait to get back up there as a track announcer and bring you, again, all the action at the world's last great Coliseum. 41 days out from the Food City 500, 40 days out from 450 laps in the Xfinity Series and the Zombie Auto 150. And those are coming up on Saturday, April the 14th. 40 days out, so the countdown is on. 40 days out to racing at the world's last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll bring him in, get him started. Guest number one, Darius Hensley, joins us coming up next. Also, we got our basketball segment, the NBA, the National Hockey League. We'll see what's going on there. So, busy show as always. We love it. Show number 701. Of course, they said it wouldn't work, and we celebrated show number 700 Friday at Food City in Churchill. So, we are here again this Friday at Food City on South Rhone Street. And so, today, we're at Luke's Pizza in Johnson City. Quick break. We'll be right back. Darius joins us next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back at the Tom Douglas Sports Show, you got to, again, get over here at Luke's. Again, it's on West Market Street right above Walmart. Again, been here. That's a good question. I'm not sure how long they've been here. That would be a very good question to ask. It's not a brand new place. It's brand new for us, but it's not a brand new place. And so we'll find that out here in just a second. Luke is here, and we'll catch him before he heads out the door. He's got some stuff to do. But look right here. Check this rascal out. Here's my man, the mayor of Belog, North Carolina. You got it. Darius Hensley, 15 miles from a gallon of gas. Growing up, I love it. 20 miles out from a loaf of bread. Hey, Luke, how long have you guys been here? 9 years. There you go. Been here 9 years. So it's brand new for us, but it's not brand new for folks who are enjoying some great, great food. Again, here at Luke's Pizza in Johnson City, right up from the Walmart. I guess I'm going to give him a selfish plug all show, and that's okay. So you were there, Darius, a big Buck fan. You were in the U.S. Cellular Center. You've seen them play. What's your take as we get ready for the championship tonight?
Defense. They're playing great, playing together. They're playing like they were early in the season. I tell you, these two freshmen, they're coming on. And especially you get those two guys, and Bradford, he's the man. Bradford he's the glue.
Player of the year in the conference.
Oh, without a doubt.
And with good reason. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he got voted player of the year. So the two freshmen you're talking about are?
Armas, of course, is the big guy from Serbia. And Bo Hodges is from Nashville, Maplewood. Those guys are, and big Armas especially. What is he, about 6'10", and physical, and you don't push him around. And he controls the boards. He's the chairman of the board, in my opinion.
What kind of crowd for the Bucks over there? Is it a big crowd?
Last night we probably three-fourths of the crowd was Bucks, and I would guess maybe 5,000 there at least. I'd say at least 3,000 people from the Tri-Cities were over there.
Joe Vento joins us later in the show, the sports director of the Johnson City Press, to give a preview of the game tonight. It is the championship, UNC Greensboro and the Buccaneers. Again, at the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville. Tip-off time is?
It's the first game. Well, night it's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, and it'll be ESPN2.
Mm-hmm.
So get there and join the festivities.
There you go. Speaking of festivities, what an opportunity, what an honor. This gentleman, we have talked many, many times about Will Graham coming to town, and we will hear it again in just a second, but he had the opportunity. I don't know how many was there, 1,500, is that right?
About 2,000.
2,000 people on planet Earth were in Charlotte on Friday to attend the funeral of Dr. Billy Graham, and he and his lovely bride Elizabeth were two of those people, and unbelievable.
Chills. Still got chills. I'm serious. Sunday at the ETSU basketball game, I got a phone call in the middle of the first half. Well, with all the noise, you can't take a call. It's area code 704, which is Central North Carolina. And about halftime, I said, I got to find out who that is. Of course, I got relatives around that area.
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong. So we go out. My wife almost passed out. I mean, and both of us, I couldn't believe it. We got an invitation. And they had emailed us on Friday and sent it left out one of the letters or got it backwards on my email. And they said, we sent you an email. You've not responded. Are you planning to come? We'll be there.
Does a cow give milk? We're there.
That's exactly right. That's right. So, but anyway, we left and we got over there after fighting that Charlotte traffic, if you've not been there lately. Oh, anyway, this old country boy made his way there.
Yep.
We met at the Operation Christmas Child Wirehouse. Huge parking lot. That's where the security we had to go through, with the driver's license, everything. We got our tickets and so forth. And they had the big tour buses. They had, I think there was 25 of those buses. Took us to, the library. And security, of course, was out the top. And, of course, the president was to be there. So, anyway, we got in. And, Tom, this is not about me. It's not about Elizabeth. It wasn't about the people there. This is reverent, very solemn. We're humble. And everybody there. You didn't see, a lot of photo taking and autograph seeking. They were there for one purpose.
Sure.
They were there to honor
Dr. Graham.
Mm-hmm. And even the children, started off with Gigi and right on through, and of course, right on through all five of the children spoke. And one thing Gigi said, I may have told you before, she said, well, she's the oldest of the five. she said, you know, I was always referred to as the oldest. She said, I'd rather be referred to as the one that has been loved the longest. So, of course, she led off. But we saw some of the people, Tom. I've got a list, and a couple of them I want to bring out to you here. Of course, Ricky Skaggs was there, and of course, Robert Jeffers. I spoke to him. Now, he's the minister from downtown Dallas, Texas, and he's a contributor on Fox News. I know several times. Joel Osteen. I just, saw him, spoke to him as we went through. Then you had Scott Hoffman, Doug Barrett, Greg Laurie, Skip Herzig, Michael W. Smith, sang and played at the beginning of the program. John Hagee was just about 3 seats over from us, and just spoke to him. And Kathy Lee Gifford, and she was there. So as I went through these people, if you spoke and looked at everybody, it was just, so acceptable. And, of course, David Jeremiah was behind us. And then Ed Isley, Don Wilton, which was there, which was Dr. Ram's pastor. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we don't want to leave out, of course, the President of the United States,
and the First Lady,
and the Vice President was there, and his wife as well. And, of course, the Bill Gaither band played. But some people that was right around us, and I will say that we were able to speak with, right in front of us was Bubba Cathy and Don Cathy. Dan Cathy, the owners
of Chick-fil-A. Wow.
And Bubba said, "Would you like a couple of passes for a free Chick-fil-A?"
You said yes.
Said yes. Guess where we ate Friday night, Tom?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
There you
go.
And
of course, we talked to them. They were just super nice. And then as I went in, I'll give you. Also, as we went through security, Rick Hendrick was there, and I spoke to Rick. I told him my name. I said, Bristol, Tennessee. He said, oh, yeah, okay. I said, we got a race coming up there in about 4 weeks. I'll be there. Love Bristol. He said, I love Bristol, hope to be there. And then we had a common friend, a boy that I played baseball with in high school. And Rick were good friends. And we reminisced about with this guy. And after when I started to leave, I said, well, enjoyed talking to you. You too? And he said, now, what do you do at the racetrack? I told him I worked there. And I said, I'm in guest services. He said, well, maybe you can help me get some tickets. And I said, we'll try.
To Rick Hendrick.
Rick Hendrick.
There you go.
And after we got in and we were sitting there, I went out to get my wife a snack. I came back, and just 2 seats over from us, she said, do you know who this lady is? And I said, well, I can't tell. I mean, I could almost touch her. Sandy Patty.
Whoa.
And so she said, yeah. She said, I went over and introduced myself and said, the first thing she said, what beautiful hair you have. Just real friendly. Spoke with her. And I said, you know me, I'm real shy, no country boy. So I said, let's see if she'll talk to me. So I go over, introduce myself. We talked for 5 minutes. And the lady beside of her, she said, I want you to meet somebody. She grabbed Amy Grant by the arm and said, Amy, I want you to meet somebody. This is the Hensleys from Piney Flats, Tennessee. Oh, glad to meet you. Do you know, matter of fact, Amy said, I was in that area last summer with some friends. We went camping, spent a week up there, a little town called Elizabethton. You know where that is? I said, how about Elizabethton? And she said, okay. She said they rode bikes on the Creeper Trail up toward...
this is Amy Grant?
Amy Grant.
Yep.
And so we visited with those folks, but, everyone there, they were there for that. It was relevant for that one purpose. And when
absolutely.
Then the president came in, they told everybody, put up the phones, put up all the cameras and all that, and it really was. It was there. The whole program was for Jesus. Mm-hmm. The whole program.
Absolutely.
And
honoring Dr. Graham, the America's pastor. So he hung out with and around Joel Osteen and Greg Laurie and Michael W. Smith and John Hagee and Kathy Lee Gifford. You told me in person she's prettier than she is on TV.
You better believe it.
Pretty young lady. David Jeremiah. Again, the Cathys that run Chick-fil-A, Rick Hendrick, Sandy Patty, Amy Grant. You've got Josh Holland and John Pope. We met John Pope. We were over there doing the show.
Okay, I was going to hide that, Tom, from you until you saw my notes. I saw Josh. I said, Josh, there's Hensley. And it was like, who? I said, the Cove. I said, I brought the gentleman over. You did the interview. Oh, Tom Taylor. Yes, how is Tom? Fine. And so he remembered you and asked about you. And I said, I would pass on the good word. As we were leaving to get out, guy in front of me, I said, I recognize that guy. And I said, have you ever been to the Cove? And he said, yes, I have. He said, I know you. I said, you do? He said, yeah. You came over with Tom Taylor, did you not? I said, that's right. He said, how's he doing? I said, fine. I said, now what's your name? He said, well, I'm John Pope V. Some people say Pope John V, but he said, I am John Pope V. So he said hello. And so they were asking about you, and I said, they're fine.
We're talking to Darius Hensley, who went to Dr. Graham's funeral on Friday, he and his wife, which only one of 2,000 that got a chance. Our buddy Doug Fritz is in the house. He's going to join us next talking basketball. So tcrccelebration.org is the website to go to. And again, we got some things real quick. We're going to be, as a matter of fact, broadcasting live at Will's headquarters next week here in Johnson City, getting ready for the celebration, 27th, 28th, and 29th of April at Freedom Hall. And so, real quick, some things going on today, tomorrow, and Thursday here in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
Okay, three nights. Tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night, we'll have the evangelism seminar. And this is how to share your faith with others. If you'll bring someone to the 27th, 28th, 29th celebration. And there'll be 3 locations. And, of course, tonight it'll be at Hosanna Fellowship in Johnson City. It's on Sunset Drive. Tomorrow night, the 6th, it'll be at Fellowship Chapel. It's on Crockett Street in Bristol. And then on Thursday night, it'll be in Kingsport. And this will be at Sullivan Baptist, which is at 4152. If you need any more information, just contact our telephone number is 461-0057, and that's on North Boone Street if you want to get any information on this. Also coming up next Saturday, we had the witness courses that went for 3 weeks, and we're going to have a makeup. And if you were unable to attend any of those, come out to Calvary Church. That'll be on Saturday. And there'll be it'll go from 9 to 12. All 3 sessions will be made up. And if you are interested, you'd like to be a counselor, a usher, or if you'd be interested in helping with the celebration in any way, just come to Calvary. That's behind Zach's on Pickens Bridge Road.
TCRcelebration.org is what you want to check out. Again, we're at Luke's Pizza again tonight. Before I let you go, Bucks, UNC Greensboro. What's it going to take for the Bucks to win?
Play that defense. Stop Francis. And, of course, Dickey's a shot blocker, but I think Armas can control him. And Jerkin will help. It'll be tough, but we can beat them.
9 o'clock tip-off tonight.
9 o'clock tip-off. Be there, and if you can't,
watch it on the tube.
ESPN2.
There you go. Great job.
Thank you, pal.
Yep. Love this gentleman. We've become big friends. So out of 2,000 people on planet Earth on Friday, he and his wife were at the funeral of Dr. Billy Graham in Charlotte, North Carolina, hanging out with the big dogs. And so it was all about the Lord and all about Dr. Graham. And, I mean, it just continues to, the tributes and the accolades continue to pour in for Dr. Graham. And well-deserved. Again, next Monday we'll be at Will's Celebration location here in Boone Street in North Johnson City. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. Doug Fritz is here in the Johnson City Press. We got AAA, AA, and Single A basketball sub-state. We used to call it sub-state. Now it's called the sectional. Doug was also out there Saturday night when he saw Macy Culbertson and Daniel Boone punch their ticket to the big dance for the ladies. They'll play on Wednesday, and Doug will have that. And, of course, Unaka is going. We'll see when they play and who they play. So all that's coming up next. Our dear friend Doug Fritz, before he heads out to cover, I guess, I'll let him tell us where he's going to cover a game for the Johnson City Press coming up here in a few minutes. Hey, we're at Luke's Pizza. We're at Market Street in Johnson City. Again, great location, great food. I'll tell you, we love coming over here to Luke's. And, again, the little ones get the wings. They're all about the wings, again, at Luke's. And, of course, I'm all about the calzone, which I'm going to have, although I may get this chicken Parmesan Hero coming up before I get off the show. Hello to Lisa Bowman. Hello to Lisa King Bowman, to be exact. Hello to Gary Taylor. Hello to Scott Hyatt, Jerry Kaler, Keller, Renee McNeil, some of the folks watching the show, thank you. And, of course, your chance to win tickets to get to the racing starts very soon. We're giving away tickets again to the Food City 500, the Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300, and also the Zombie Auto 150, all coming up the 14th and 15th of April, which is 40 days out. So we will again tell you more how you can win tickets right off this show to get to the world's last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. It is a Monday, March the 5th. Again, our verse of the day is out of the book of Isaiah 60:22, says, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Enough said. Quick break. We'll be right back. Doug Fritz joins us next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. No, I'm not Doug Fritz. He's coming in just a second. I do want to tell you before we get going here, our great sponsor is Sprint, right there on the screen. And so here's what's going on at the Sprint store here in North Johnson City. At all Sprint stores, as a matter of fact, you have the iPhone 10 for $30 a month at Sprint. Also, this tablet I've got right here on the table, these are free. There's mine. Again, hello to Jerry Keller. Hello to Lisa Bowman. Hello to Scott Hyatt. These are absolutely free. I've showed it to you many, many times. These are the LG G 8-inch tablet or pad. Absolutely free. iPhones at Sprint right now, you lease one, get one free. Also, the biggest thing going on right now, unlimited data, unlimited talk, unlimited texting on 5 lines for $100 with Hulu thrown in, and also 5 free Moto E4 phones. That's awesome at Sprint. And also, right now, the Samsung S8 for $8 a month. The S8 Active is $12 a month, and the S8 Note 8 is $18 a month. And so those are all available again at Sprint at all locations across the Tri-Cities. And when you go in and tell them you watch the show and folks have thank you, you get 25% off the accessories, Beats headphones, wireless chargers, Bluetooth charger, whatever's in there, it's accessories. You get them for a fourth of the price when you tell them you've watched the show or saw the show or you know me or whatever. And so it works. And so I appreciate that very much. So having said that, now we're ready for Doug Fritz. He's here, ready to go. He's getting ready to take out of here on assignment because he's a busy man today, but we thank him for coming by here. We're at Luke's Pizza, by the way, our first stop here, and we've already been told we're coming back next month, so that's cool. And so the heroes, the pizza, you can't beat, of course, the pizza special every day. A couple of pizza slices with a drink for $6. The hero, which is what I'm going to get when I get off the show, the hero for $7.25. Chips and drink for $7.25. Which one of those heroes would you like? Meatball Parmesan, a chicken Parmesan, sausage hero, Philly cheesesteak, or a pizza cheesesteak? If you were me, which one would I want?
Well, I don't know about you, but if it were me, I'd say chicken Parmesan.
That's exactly what I'm going to get, chicken Parmesan for $7.25. We're going to get that here. They've been here for 9 years. I'm here all the time, love it. The little people love the wings. They get the boneless wings, the ranch dressing, and if you want to bring 2 little kids in here and quiet them, get them some wings and some ranch dressing, you don't hear a word except like little buzzards going through it. So great food. Been here 9 years. I love it, and so we appreciate that. Hello to Mary Ellen Malone from beautiful hills of West Virginia. Hello, young lady. Good morning to you. Thanks for watching show number 701. Doug Fritz, we were there Saturday night, my friend. Let's start with the girls. How about Macy Culbertson? How about Daniel Boone punching their ticket to the big dance this week?
Well, you know, when you have to face a team like Oak Ridge, and as the game developed, you could kind of see that Daniel Boone had some elements that Oak Ridge wasn't going to be able to deal with, and mainly being their size. And it was really, and then Boone playing his own, you could see Oak Ridge was going to have a lot of trouble with that. But when you're facing a team with that kind of tradition, that's why, Oak Ridge was still ahead 49-48 with about 3 minutes to go. It's tough to beat a team like that. But then Emily Sizemore hits that big shot. Bailey Carmichael hits a big shot. And then Macy makes all those free throws down the stretch. And Macy was just tremendous there in the second half especially. And, it's great to see a team kind of come up through, take their season-ending lumps for 3 years, and then finally break through and get there. I mean, that's a great moment. My daughters got to experience that, and it's a lot of fun. I'm really happy for Daniel Boone and their players, and for Coach Maines, who's just he's just an exuberant guy. And he coaches with passion, and that's why they're down there.
Absolutely. It's called Maine's Madness. A lot of those T-shirts said Daniel Boone on Saturdays. They beat a really good Oak Ridge team. They're all good at this time of the year, so they head off to the state tournament. Also, the Unaka Lady Rangers in Carter County, they punched their ticket to go too, right?
Yeah, and that's a great thing. Kenneth Chambers got back involved with that program again, and they've been on the incline, and they just kept rising and rising. And you could see as the season was going along with the schedule they played and the results they were having, that they were going to have a chance in Class A to get through there. And, things fell into place for them. And not only did they win, they beat Cloudland in the region final, which was a really tough game for them. So they get a home game, and they take care of a Tellico Plains team that was really good. And now they get a great draw in the state. They avoid some of the top-ranked teams. They get a team that they're going to be familiar with because they can talk to Mike Lunsford and see what he did on the road against Wartburg. And so great situation for Unaka. It's not going to surprise me to see them get to the semifinals.
We're talking to Doug Fritz, Johnson City Press. Again, we're talking girls basketball over the weekend. So Boone's in. When do they play in the state tournament, the AAA, and who do they draw and when do they play?
Well, they play Wednesday at 2:15 our time, 1:15 Central time, and they play Bradley Central, who's undefeated, and Boone played them on November 25th, and Bradley beat them 56-43, but it was a close game till the very end, and Bradley made some free throws and got a couple of turnovers late to push it out to a double-digit game, but if Boone had drawn Riverdale, a team that beat them, I believe, 37 points in the regular season, I think Boone would have said, well, let's go down there and take our beating and come back home, be happy we made it. But with Bradley Central, even though they're undefeated, I think Boone goes down there thinking, well, if we turn it up, play a little better than we did the first time, got a chance. Now, Bradley has a kid, Ryan Howard, who's just tremendous. She scored 2,600 some points, and she recently passed Jody Adams on Bradley Central's all-time scoring list. And I don't know if you remember Jody Adams from University of Tennessee, but back when I covered the Lady Vols back in the late 80s, early 90s, somewhere in that stretch, she was about 5'4", and buddy, she'd make things happen. She's now number 4 on their all-time scoring list, and this Ryan Howard's number 3. But so you see the kind of company that this kid is passing. They're on a great traditional program.
Boone at 30-4, Bradley Central, the Lady Bears at 32-0 in the AAA girls basketball quarterfinals. It'll be at 2:15 at the Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. So, again, you look at Daniel Boone's history. They've been there before, according to your article. I don't want to steal your thunder, but Boone has been to the big dance before. Is that correct?
Because in AA in 1997, Jerry Jenkins actually took them to the state tournament, and then Tim Campbell took over the next year and took them, if I remember that correctly. They went in AA. I think it was back when they had Nikki Jessen and some kids like that, but they had some really good basketball teams and made it down there. Didn't win a game either year, but so the school's been there, but this is the first time in AAA. And, in 2003, they played Oak Ridge, thought they had a chance at home with Tim Campbell was coaching them, and tight game, and Oak Ridge went on a big run and pulled away and beat them. But this is a team that, this is a great accomplishment for Daniel Boone. I mean, they're kind of like the softball team did several years ago under Rick Wagner, made it all the way to the state championship. One game, winner take all for softball. So this is basketball following through in those same footsteps.
I want to say hello to Lisa Lale. She set up last Wednesday at Chick-fil-A. Will be there this Wednesday too. But she brought in David Blythe and members of the Tri-Cities Christian Boys State Basketball Championship team that they won it weekend before last down in Middle Tennessee. So Lisa's watching, and Coach Blythe and their tournament MVP Isaac Hatfield and some of the guys came by. It was at Chick-fil-A, and so we got one state champion already here in our area. We're hoping for 2 more this week with Daniel Boone's ladies, and then the Unaka Lady Rangers. Who do they play?
Unaka. They play Wartburg Central.
On Thursday, Wednesday?
They play on Thursday at, now you're testing my memory, I believe it's the first game, so it'll be 11 a.m. on Thursday, our time, 10 a.m. Central time.
I don't see how these guys remember this stuff. I'll talk to Joe. Joe's going to be on the show here in a few minutes, sports director, the ETSU preview from Asheville, and he's running through all these games. And me thinking, blah, 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 and so I thought, I don't even know what I did 2 hours ago. So, again, these guys are on it, and we appreciate that very much. We're going to talk about the Gate City Graham Boys State semifinal tickets are on sale. We'll tell you about how you can get those. It's going to be at Tazewell Middle School Gym. That'll be tomorrow night, and tickets are at a premium. We'll tell you about that, about the boys in Gate City in Southwest Virginia rather than the ladies in Southwest Virginia. But Doug and the great staff covering this with the Johnson City Press and the Kingsport Times News. Heading off today, we've got, 2, 4, 6 great games in the boys sectional or sub-state. I still am old school called sub-state, but it's sectional. And so let's start with single A. North Green, the Huskies tonight, playing host to Coalfield, and Sullivan North travels to Oakdale. What's the preview on those games?
Well, North Green being at home, you gotta like their chances. I mean, I think that's going to be one of those games though, where momentum's going to decide it, and somebody's going to get a swing somewhere midway through the fourth quarter, and they're going to be able to win the game. And it's not. I mean, maybe if you give North Green a 51-49% edge there, that's about how tight that game should be. Now, Sullivan North has had a tremendous basketball season. They've done a great job. Coach Kane's done a terrific job getting them to this point. It's been kind of a special year for them. Here they are one step away, but I honestly think that they're going to have a lot of trouble with Oakdale. That game's been moved to Rome State Community College, but Oakdale just has been scoring. They scored 100 in the region quarterfinals, 79 in the semifinals, 93 maybe in the region finals, and North's not going to score that kind of points, so the only chance North has is slow it down, tempo it down. But, I mean, North can't even – I don't think they let it get in the 60s or 70s. They got to keep it in the 50s, I think, and I don't think they're going to have a hard time doing that. But if they do, then they got a shot to win that thing. But it's going to be a tempo challenge for them.
We're at Luke's Pizza again here in Johnson City, West Market Street, right up from Walmart. Don't forget on Tuesdays, every Tuesday is Buck Pizza Slice Night from 4 to 9, dine-in only. Great pizza. I see Darius over there wolfing down some pizza. What kind of pizza did you get, big guy? Pepperoni hamburger. No, I'm good. I'm watching you. I'm not getting close over there. I may get losing fingers. So, no, I'm not. Oh, yeah. He's going to share about that much. That's all he's going to share. Just the crust. There you go. He ain't sharing much. I'm watching him. So, again, tomorrow night and every Tuesday, it's $1 slice night, 4 to 9 every Tuesday here at Luke's Pizza. Been at it for 9 years. And also, Luke said be sure and remind him that live music starts in April, starting in April right outside on the deck here, right up the street from Walmart. AA, Granger tonight at home against Alcoa. And Michael Smith, Smitty, will take his Unicoi County Blue Devils and the Player of the Year, Trevor Hensley, to Knox Fulton tonight. Break those down for me.
Well, I really like Granger's chances from what I saw of them in the region final. Just a tremendous basketball team. They've got a really good point guard. They've got a little 2-3 swing guy that's just out of this world, Dalton Kahn. Then they've got these big beasts inside. They rebound, they run the floor, they play hard defense, and I don't know a lot about Alcoa, but I think if Alcoa doesn't bring their A-plus game, Granger's going to clip them. I think Granger will win that game. Unicoi County, boy, that's tough. Fulton's going to have a big quickness edge on them, and you know, Granger had a quickness edge on Unicoi, so I'm thinking Unicoi had a lot of trouble with that. How are they going to deal with Fulton? So I think it's a tough sell for Unicoi. They go down there, they're going to have to play A-plus and beyond just to have a chance. Because Fulton, under Jody Wright, has won. They're 15-1 in the sectional through the years of him coaching, and they've won 10 in a row at least. I went back far enough to know they've won 10 in a row. So, you know, they just don't lose at this level. They get to the state tournament. They won 3 state championships, 2006, 2009, 2012. So, tough deal for Unicoi County.
That's why I have these guys on my show. This guy's awesome. Again, we're talking to Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press. AAA tonight, right up the road, Science Hill hosting Knox Powell, and Dobbins Minute travels to Bearden. Break down the AAAs tonight.
Well, start with Science Hill. Being at home, that's a great thing. Now, last year, Bearden came in and just absolutely wore Science Hill out. I don't think Science Hill expected to be knocked around its own gym like that. Big difference this time because Powell comes in, although a good team, they were the 4th best team in the Knoxville area. You had Bearden was number 1, and if I know Marable was either 2 or 3, and I think Oak Ridge was the other one, but Powell was definitely number 4. So Science Hill gets a break. You know, they earned that break though by winning the region, beating DB 37-35, winning the region. They played Powell earlier this season and beat them 66-51. So they not only get to play the 4th best team from Knoxville, they get to play a team they defeated this year. It was a close game until midway through the 4th quarter, I think, or maybe early in the 4th quarter. Science Hill pulled away. I just think that, you know, this kid here, that's the one that
Caleb
Tripp had 29 against Marable in the region semifinal, and Cutlip was really concerned about him and his ability to change the game. First time they played, he had 18. I'd say if Cutlip says, hey, we hold him to 18 again this time, we're good. I think if he gets 30, which he's capable of, obviously, then Science Hill could be in some trouble because Science Hill doesn't want this to be in the 70s. I'm not saying Science Hill couldn't win there, but Science Hill's going to have a better chance, I think, if this game's in the 50s or low 60s.
I don't want to steal your thunder, but again, out of his great article in the Johnson City Press today, tell him, again, the success of Ken Cutlip. You don't think, I've heard this since I've been around here, well, he's not George Pitts. No, he's not. And he's not, who's the guy he replaced? Golf coach, thank you, Mike Poe. He said he's not Mike Poe, no, but read the numbers Ken Cutlip at Science Hill, what he's put together. This guy's a heck of a coach.
Well, he's been there 14 years. He's won 400 games at Science Hill in 14 years. Now, you get out your calculator. I don't know what that average to, but it's close to 30 because I know they've pretty much been threatening that 30-win mark there. So 400 wins, 14 years, and he's been to sectional 11 times those 14 years. He's won the region year after year after year. He's won 4 regions in a row. So he's been at home in this game 4 times. He's been to the state twice. And I think for his resume, this is a real important game because they went to the state. They missed some opportunities there early in his coaching career when they had Omar Watad. They had some opportunities to get to the state, didn't do it. But then he made it in 2009, 2012. If he adds one here, it kind of keeps that resume going because it's been, you know, I'm sorry, in 2016. So it's been, he adds that, gets that, I made a mistake there. They've been 4 times, 2009, 2012, and 2016. So if he adds this 4th one on there, you know, it really just kind of heightens that. I know he'd love nothing better to get down there and have a shot. And there's some big dogs there. You don't get down to the state, I don't think, and beat Bearden. I don't think they get down to the state and beat Memphis East, but if they get a good matchup. I'm getting ahead of myself because they have to beat Powell first, but I know it's an opportunity that's waiting and a chance for them to get through this year.
Bottom line, Ken Cutlip can coach, folks. We know that. There's some, at least I run across them every now and then, some negative folks about his coaching ability. I'm thinking, you have not checked the numbers, and he just gave you the numbers. I mean, quite a success story tonight. They'll have Knox Powell at home. Dobbins Minute travels to Bearden, a very tough test for the Indians and their first-year coach. Break that one down for me.
Let me say one quick thing about Cutlip, and I told him this. I saw Science Hill this year, and I said and I'm always evaluating Science Hill as can they make the state tournament, because that's what their program's about. And I saw the kids this year, and I said that's not a state tournament team. And he's getting ready to prove me wrong on that. And I told him that. I said he's done an outstanding coaching job. Another outstanding coaching job has been Chris Poore at Dobbins.
Exactly.
I mean, you look at where DB was. I mean, people, they didn't win the region, and maybe some people are disappointed about that, but look at what he's done his first year at that program. And he's brought them right back up to where Charlie Morgan had them for several years till they trailed off a little bit. He's got them right back up in that, threatening to make the state tournament. Now, biggest problem is this year, can they go on the road and beat Bearden? Well, he was confident, and he said some positive things, and he thinks that they've got a shot. And, I'm a little skeptical. I'll be honest. I saw Bearden in the Arby's, and I said, my goodness. I mean, that team's just loaded. I mean, Bearden's got the type of team, to me, that could go in there and challenge Memphis East. We'll see. They kind of flipped back and forth 1 and 2 in the state this year in the rankings. For DB to go on their home court in front of what should be an absolutely packed, sold-out gym and win that basketball game, well, that would be – he's done a really good coaching job. That would be above and beyond all the adjectives you can throw at him there. That's going to be tough.
That's David and Goliath. Now, they're no longer coached by Mark Blevins. They're coached by a young man from used to be at Cherokee. Is that right?
Is it Jeremy Parrott?
Jeremy Parrott?
Is that correct?
I'm pretty sure.
That's right. What an outstanding job he's done there, because, Bearden had some real good teams in the 90s and stuff too, but then when Blevins got there, they just had some just killer teams. And now he comes in, and he's got them right back 36-1. And they not shy. They came to the Arby's, and they're 36-1. So, that's an outstanding basketball team. They've got a great makeup of inside, outside, defense, offense. They've got it all.
Well, toot his horn, because here it is in today's Johnson City Press. You can see in the yellow highlighter, I do a lot of referencing of Doug's stories and Jeff's stories and Joe's stories. I feel like I'm part of the staff because I use their stuff all the time. And I tell you, when I do it, I don't steal their thunder. So in his article today, Dobbins Minute 29-7, Bearden 36-1. Also in that same article, Unicoi County's record 22-12, Knox Fulton is 22-8, Sullivan North is 18-16, Oakdale 27-6. And Science Hill and Knox Powell, and you've got that here somewhere.
Yeah, it's probably on the front there. Oh, it may be in the. No, here it is. Science Hill.
It's 25-8, and I'm scanning.
21-11, I believe.
There we go, 21-11. So winners move on. I would think, as a coach and as a player, this is the toughest game of the year, because every bounce. I mean, if you win this one, you're going to the state tournament you're in. You've at least accomplished your goal that you're going to the big dance. If you lose, you're that close. And so I would think this is nerve-wracking. Every bounce of the ball, every whistle, everything. I mean, it's down to somebody's season tonight.
Well, here's the thing about this. It's almost an unfair game, because if you make it to the state tournament, like Crockett did a couple of years ago when they went down to beat Oak Ridge, with Patrick Good going crazy. People remember that. They'll remember that 35 years. I remember when Crockett made the state tournament. But when you lose in this game, people tend to forget about it fast. And I feel honestly sorry for Unicoi County. They've lost this game 8 times in a row over the past 14, 15 years. And they're looking at 0-9 because they got to go at Fulton again. So, I mean, it's tough. And like I said, it's unfair, because you make it, and people kind of forget. I mean, you make it, people remember you forever, and you lose, and people forget about you next week.
There you go. Amen,
it's
brother.
Tough.
It is tough. It is nerve-wracking. So there it is again tonight. One more time in AAA, Science Hill hosting Knox Powell. Everything starts at 7. Dobbins Minute travels to Bearden. In AA, Unicoi County will be at Fulton. Granger hosting Alcoa. In Single A, North Green will host Coalfield, and the Sullivan North Golden Raiders will be at Oakdale. What a coaching job at Sullivan North by Coach Kane. I think this is his first season. In fact, I know it is. It's his first season at Sullivan North. Chris Ford Dobbins Bennett, his first season, coming up from Jeff County, taking his show to the sectional championship at Bearden. So, of course, Cutlip, we talked about his success. Michael Smith, Smitty, Unicoi County, doing a typical yeoman's job coaching out there. So, you got some great coaches behind these programs. And, again, one more time before you go, the pairings are out. Daniel Boone plays Wednesday. Unaka plays Thursday. Is that correct?
That's correct. And if Boone were to win, if they were to pull off the upset, they would play in the semifinal. All the semifinals are Friday, so Boone would have Thursday off if they win, and then all 6 semifinal games are Friday, and the 3 championships are Saturday. And they're early. I love the way TSAA made that change. Used to be back when Science Hill used to go. Sometimes Science Hill would be playing a semifinal game, and they'd be the last one, and it'd start almost at 10 o'clock. You know, Eastern time.
Eastern time.
And now they've got it to where the last game starts at 7, if I'm not mistaken, 7 Eastern time. So it's great. I love the early starts. TSAA's got that one right.
Daniel Boone Wednesday night, the Lady Trailblazers Wednesday afternoon rather. Unaka plays on Thursday. That's the Single A and the Triple A girls this week's state tournament from our neck of the woods. Guys will be decided tonight. We'll let you know, of course, tomorrow how that rolls. And
the draw for if any of these teams get through, the draw for the boys will be Tuesday, just tomorrow. So they'll turn around quick. Used to be they made them wait until Sunday to have that draw, and you didn't know who you were going to play for a week, and now they changed that to where they immediately say, okay, here's you got, you can start preparing, you got a week to figure out how to beat them.
So good luck from our neck of the woods, Science Hill, Dobbins Bennett, Unicoi County, Granger, North Green, Sullivan North. Which one are you covering?
Got to go find a way to get down to Knoxville soon enough to crowd into a corner of the gym and snap a few pictures for the DB Bearden game.
Would you are you hungry? Get yourself something to eat?
I might grab a slice of pizza.
Grab yourself a slice of pizza.
Thank you, Tom.
Love this guy. He is awesome. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go to the top of the hour. We will go to Northern Virginia, talk a little NASCAR. Kevin Harvick dominating out of the gate. Wins 2 out of the first 3 races. We'll tell you about that as they head to Phoenix. We'll take a look at NASCAR coming up. Also, the NCAA 5 teams have punched their ticket. The tournaments start this week. It's a crazy week in NCAA basketball. We'll tell you all about that coming up as we're in show number 701 from Luke's Pizza in Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just 2 great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and done. We're your one-and-done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one-and-done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show, as you can see on the screen, let's go to the phone. He's there in Northern Virginia, our dear friend, our buddy Mike Hedrick, NASCAR fans reporter. And good afternoon, my good friend. How are you on this Monday?
Doing good. The wind calmed down here. Last time I talked to you on Friday, the winds were whipping so much that there was a witch on a bicycle. And I tell you what, she must have hit my power line because we were out of power there for about a day and a half there. So, yeah, doing okay now. Power's on. We're nice and warmed up, and everything's great.
There we go. And so it's time to talk NASCAR. And, of course, can't wait. We're 41 days out of doing the track announcing at Bristol Motor Speedway. Love that. Mike will be there with us. So let's jump in here and go. How about it? Kevin Harvick in that number 4 machine gets win number 100 of his career, which is awesome. Let's talk about that in the weekend of racing at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Well, I tell you what, and on the Cup side right there, that was a Kevin Harvick show for the entire race. I mean, he started off on fire, gets both those stage wins, getting the win, and that's how he's really racking up the points. Because when we get to the standings here in a little bit, I mean, he's got like 13 playoff points already, which is incredible. Yeah, Kevin went there, won that Pennzoil 400 Monster Energy drink. That was fantastic. That's his second one for this season, the second at Las Vegas. 39th in the Cup career, but as you said, 100 career NASCAR wins. That's incredible. Bravo. He earned it yesterday.
Yeah, number 39 on the Cup Series. He's got 47 in the Xfinity Series, and again, Harvick's won 14 in the Camping World Truck Series. That ties him with team owner Tony Stewart for the most wins, 16 for a single driver at Stewart-Haas Racing. What's even more incredible, there's only 3 drivers outside of Kevin Harvick that's won over 100 wins in their career in the combined series. Obviously, Richard Petty with 200 wins, Kyle Busch with 184, still active, and the Silver Fox, David Pearson, with 106 wins. Pretty incredible. And so, that's something to be very proud of. And I've watched some of his audio or video over the weekend. Kevin Harvick's very proud, as well he should be. Mikey dominated the race, 214 out of the 267 laps. He led it, so it was a butt-whooping put on by Kevin Harvick. And so that's the second week. He dominated the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series in Atlanta. So this guy's got some mojo heading off to Phoenix, which is a track he plays very well at. He runs very well at Phoenix as well.
Well, I think he's off to a good start. And I don't know whether it's just the Fords or whether Stewart-Haas Racing, they're such a great organization, and maybe they are just finally, catching up and catching on fire because they've got such great drivers over there. They're strong drivers over there. Kevin Harvick, I mean, the numbers you said right there, that's going to put him into the Hall of Fame without any kind of a doubt. Just strong numbers, strong weekend. It's really nice. He's also a little bit more poised, and maybe because he's one of the older gentlemen, as we say in the sport there, at 42 years old. Maybe it's he's kind of maturing a little bit. But great for him, great for Stewart-Haas. It was neat to see Tony Stewart enjoying it, being there right there in victory lane. So awesome race for them. Awesome for all of us in NASCAR. Looking on fire. That track looks great. I mean, it's just a great weekend.
Let's run down the top 10. Harvick held off Kyle Busch, the Las Vegas native, to win the race, as we said. Kyle Larson finished third. We'll talk about what he did in the Xfinity race coming up here in a moment, as well as the truck race on Friday night as well. Martin Truex Jr., the defending champ of the race, finished fourth. Ryan Blaney, who sat on the pole, finished fifth. Brad Keselowski, sixth. Joey Logano, his teammate, finished seventh. Eric Jones, the youngster, eighth. Paul Menard 9th, and Eric Amarola 10th. So car manufacturers, I see a lot of blue Ford medallions or labels, if you will, or symbols out of that top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the top 10, Mike Hedrick, were Fords. And so Fords continue, as well as Stewart-Haas Racing, obviously, continues to show the way here early in 2018.
And they are looking good. I think that's the big story is, they were complaining. I mean, I think Brad Keselowski complained last year about how they were going to get trummeled, or the Fords are just going to get crushed this year, and it's not turning out to be that way. I don't know whether it's the new rules package making up the cars just a little bit more free, but yeah, the Fords are great. And got a shout out to another Ford driver, first time in the Cup Series, young Cole Custer was driving the number 51 Rick Ware car, but that had Haas Automation. Yeah, got his very first Cup run and got a nice 25th finish out of there, just a couple of laps down. So yeah, those Fords are looking great. I think we're gonna have to look at them as the strong manufacturer right now, unless we see. I mean, Austin Dillon got a win over there in the Chevy, but we haven't seen really anything coming up out of the Hendricks and those Chevys.
Qualified 30th and finished 25th. The youngster Cole Custer's a big day for him. Guys who didn't do well yesterday would include Chase Elliott, finishing 34th, Kurt Busch, 35th, and 36th was Jamie McMurray. 3 guys that normally up around the top, or certainly the top 20. So bad days or tough days for those 3 guys as they head off to Phoenix for the next round of the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series.
And our buddy at the very tail end of it, Michael McDowell, guy we really like a lot here on the show. He had an engine blow up, but really he led. He actually led for 11 laps. So his being on that new Loves team right there was a little bit too much. But yeah, we like all them guys. But yeah, tough for a lot of those guys because it's setting them back. If you look over into the standings, some of those guys are still pretty far back in the standings, and so you need to be up there. The stage points are really important. I mean, if you're outside of the top 12 in the standings, you're already more than 40 points out, or more than a race to get caught up with those guys. And we're looking at Jimmy Johnson down at 29th, but big names all around him. Jamie McMurray back there in 25th, and Daniel Suarez 27th, Casey Kane all right around in there. So those guys are going to need to start picking up, having better race finishes, and they're going to really need to start looking at trying to get some stage wins to get those points that actually follow you all the way into the playoffs.
We're here live at Luke's Pizza. Again, our first stop. We're going to be back here next month. We love it. Again, the New York-style pizza, the 18-inch thin crust pizza. What'd you get, big guy?
I got ham, black olive, and tomato slice of pizza.
Ham, black olive, and tomato slice of pizza. There you go. All right. That's drive safe, my friend. We'll read about it tomorrow morning again. Doug will be going down to Bearden to cover the Dobbins-Bearden Sub-State game. We're talking again to our buddy Mike Hedrick on the phone, the NASCAR fans reporter. Again here at Luke's Pizza, dollar slice pizza night tomorrow night and every Tuesday, 4 to 9, dine-in only. And the lunch special, a couple of pizza slices with a drink for right at $6. And any hero on the menu, which is chips and a drink, lunch only, $7 25. Meatball Parmesan, chicken Parmesan, sausage hero, Philly cheesesteak, or a pizza cheesesteak. Any of those are $7 25 with a drink. Can't beat that for lunch. So you can get in here and get out of here for less than $10 and get a lot of food for that kind of money. And again, very affordable for the old billfold, for the old budget. Mike Hedrick, before we get into the Xfinity Series and also the Truck Series, just again tell you, as we talked about off air, 2 drivers failed pre-race inspection not once, not twice, but 3 times. And so as a result, the new rule for NASCAR is they kind of go down through and go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, one of you guys is going to sit out. And so Jimmy Johnson fails the inspection. What a tough year for this guy. 3 times, so they go pull his car chief, Jesse Saunders. And then Ross Chastain did the same. They pull his car chief, Lee Leslie, from the team's at-track list. So they had to start from the back of the field. JJ finished 12th, but he is having a terrible 2018. Of course, he is the defending champ of the Food City 500 in a couple of weeks at Bristol, but JJ not coming out of the gates like you'd want.
Well, but those rules that we're seeing put in, those are rules that are really that NASCAR has added in there just to keep the drivers, and well, not just the drivers, but mainly the crew chiefs and the teams from just having to go back so many times trying to squeak something that may or may not be legal through the inspection process. Now, you fail it 3 times, you lose a car chief. If you fail it 4 times, you lose a crew chief, which is really critical right there. So, yeah, Jimmy Johnson's numbers are slipping a little bit, but so I did a little crunching and found out, what I could find out about him. Jimmy Johnson has been racing 18 years in the Cup Series. That's a long, long time for him. 583 Cup races he's run, and he's won 83 wins. Now, that puts him right there in, fifth, just right behind Bobby Allison and Darrell Waltrip at 84 wins, Jeff Gordon at 93 wins, David Pearson at 105, and of course we know Richard Petty with his 200 wins. Now, Jimmy Johnson also has them 6 championships, but 5 of them are in a row. The people are talking right now is that his last win was 22 races ago. Now, we know last season he won at Texas. He won at Bristol Motor Speedway at the Food City 500. And his last race was the 13th one of the season, which was at Dover. So I did a little crunching to try to find out, how did he actually do last year? He won those 3 races. He didn't go very far in the playoffs at all. Last season, he averaged a 17th place finish. This year here, with just the 3 races, we know Daytona, 38th finish, Atlanta, a P27, did okay at Las Vegas with a P12. Right now, he's only averaging a 26th place finish right now. So I don't think that it's Jimmy Johnson necessarily. I don't think that it's Chad Knaus, but I think it's something in that whole. I think when you're a champion, you have to have all cylinders hitting, and I think they're missing on one cylinder somewhere. I can't see it, I can't hear it, but a little bit of a slump for them. Jimmy Johnson is going to bounce back out of it. He's going to get a couple of wins this season. He's going to be in the playoffs. But yeah, that's a little bit Jimmy Johnson by the numbers.
Coming up bottom of the hour, we'll hear from Joe Vento live from Asheville. The East Tennessee State Buccaneers take on UNC Greensboro tonight for the Men's Southern Conference Championship, a chance to get to the March Madness, to punch your ticket to the big dance. And Joe will join us live from Asheville, the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville, coming up at the bottom of the hour. Also, Daniel Monjay joins us from Milligan College, a record-setting performance by one of their student-athletes over the weekend. So we'll tell you all about that. Again, hello to Dr. Barry Walton watching. We'll be at his place, the Mike's Medicine Mart, coming up in a couple of weeks. And here's the Now product line is on sale, 20% off. I got this full line of Now Sports, the sports workout line. We're going to get some more information about that. One of the products there is the T-Lean Extreme. And so this is enhances energy production, facilitates body fat reduction. I'm all about that. Boosts mental alertness and enhances neuromuscular coordination. That's one of the products. You've got them on sale, 20% off. This is the Now Sports line at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. Hello to Dr. Walton. Appreciate you watching us, and a dear, dear friend and one of the great sponsors of this show. Show number 701, by the way. We're live here at Luke's Pizza. Tomorrow, American Import and Auto Repair. Wednesday, Chick-fil-A. Thursday, Champion Chevrolet. And Friday at Food City on South Rome Street here in Johnson City. Mike, points as we head off to Phoenix. Kevin Harvick, now your points leader, obviously, with wins in the last 2 races. Johnny Logano falls to second. He's 3 points out. Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch are top 5 in points. Then comes Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Paul Menard, Austin Dillon, and Clint Bowyer. Actually, Dillon's the cutoff man at the 10th in points. And then you look down the line, Chase Elliott, a very disappointing 21st right now. Casey Kane, 28th. Jimmy Johnson, 29th. But, hey, you know as well as I do, following the sport, win in Phoenix turns everything around this weekend for these guys.
And it sure does. Well, right now, I don't think there's anybody in the panic mode, unless you're probably a crew chief. I think it's your job as a crew chief to kind of panic. But I think if you're a driver, you know it's just a matter of things are going to come to you. And I think that's what drivers always talk about. They're talking about, either the track is going to come to us or the car is going to come to us. And I think with Jimmy Johnson and a lot of those veterans back there, and even some of the young guys, way back there in 24th, William Byron, I think a win is going to come to these guys. I think as long as they don't panic and try to push it and try to overdo, I think if they just do what they do, I think winners win, and we see that in the sport.
The Xfinity Series won by Kyle Larson over the weekend. The points heading off to Phoenix. Tyler Reddick and Elliott Sadler are currently tied for the lead in the points. Then comes Christopher Bell, the rookie driver, Justin Allgaier, who won the event in Phoenix a year ago, Spencer Gallagher, Ryan Reed, Brandon Jones, Ryan Truex, Daniel Hemrick, and Matt Tifft, the top 10 of the Xfinity Series. Kyle Larson dominated that race on Saturday again at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tell me about it.
Well, you know what? That was a really good race right there as well, because they had a handful of those guys who were Cup drivers in there. But you know what? Christopher Bell, doing really well and coming in second in that race. That was really impressive with him. And he won stage 1. Of course, Kyle Larson went on to get the stage 2 and the race win, but really strong run by Christopher Bell in that Joe Gibbs race at number 20. We know that he won the Truck Series last year, and to see him fight his way and hold himself, really well against those, the other drivers, because there were 4 Cup guys in there, and we said Kyle Larson won the race, but he fought himself right good right there with Justin Allgaier, and Ryan Blaney's a Cup guy. Austin Dillon was in this race, and we know that Kyle Busch was in there. So bravo to them. I think it's good when we see guys that are in the series do good against the Cup guys, because we just figure once the Cup guys are in the race that they're going to win. We know that they come with a little bit more skill. They usually come with more team power. So when you get a guy like that, or guys that are in the sport doing well, I think it's really good. But also a nice strong finish with Justin Allgaier. I think him and Elliott Sadler coming in right there in the top 5, top 6 right there. That shows that the junior motorsports, that team I think is still going to be one that you're going to have to contend with for the championship.
Truck race, of course, Kyle Busch was in the field trying to make the sweep like he did at Bristol last August. He did not. He won the Friday night race, finished second yesterday, and was hanging around for the Xfinity Series race, but didn't win it. So he wins Friday night, the Camping World Truck Series race in Las Vegas. Top 10 and Zay take a break now to Martinsville later on this month. Johnny Sauter, your leader, by 39 points over Brett Moffitt. Grant Enfinger third, Noah Gragson fourth, Ben Rhodes fifth. Stuart Friesen is currently 6th, Spencer Davis 7th, Dalton Sargent 8th, Matt Crafton, the veteran, 9th, and Matt Snyder rounds out the top 10 the Truck Series. But again, Kyle Busch wins that going away on Friday night. So everything now points towards Phoenix. Again, 2 races there this weekend. The Xfinity Series on the pole a year ago, William Byron, Justin Allgaier won the race. And the Cup Series a year ago, Joey Logano sits on the pole, and Rocket Ryan Newman gets the W a year ago in the desert in Phoenix. So that kind of sets up this week's racing. Again, NASCAR, we are again 41 days out from the Food City 500 and 40 days out from the again, Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300 and the Zombiato 150, that doubleheader on Saturday. So inching ever so closer, Mike Hedrick, to racing at the world's last great Coliseum. Rusty Wallace described Bristol Motor Speedway as going around the top of Cereal Bowl at 120 miles an hour. That's a pretty good way to describe Bristol Motor Speedway. Would you not agree?
I do, and I'm getting very excited. This will be my 13th time, my first 13th race coming to Bristol Motor Speedway, and you know what? They have every single one of them that's been great. They've all exceeded my expectations, not just the racing, but as we know, the people that work there, everybody is family, and including the fans. The fans are family, and how they're taken care of is just paramount. So I'm really getting excited about coming and being a part of that. Like I said, this is my 13th time just being a part and being there at the track, and it's really exciting. We're going to be having a lot of fun down at the fan zone, which is right outside of Turn 2, right under that iconic Bristol Motor Speedway tower that everybody knows and gets their photo taken with. So, yeah, I'm getting really excited. And now that I'm coming in here in just a few weeks, I got to stop by the Luke's Pizza, because as soon as you went down through the menu and you hit that chicken parm, the drool was just coming down my chin all over the phone. I'm surprised I didn't drown you.
I'm going to eat one of those, and I will send you a report, or actually I have a report on Friday when you get ready to give us a big preview for the Phoenix weekend. Again, on Friday we'll be at Food City on South Roan Street. As always, my friend, phenomenal job. Thank you, and Screen Taters, and I'll see you on Friday, all right?
Screen Taters, and God bless everybody real good.
There you go. Love that guy right there. Great report. Great asset to the show. Our buddy Mike Hedrick again with the NASCAR Fans Reporter in Northern Virginia. Hey, we're live at Luke's Pizza. This is where we are. It's lunchtime, of course. If you can't get by here today, they're open Monday through Saturday, of course, closed on Sunday, and I appreciate that on behalf of Luke. So he can give his employees a day off to go to church or do whatever they need to do, and so we always appreciate that. The everyday special, 2 pizza slices, cheese or pepperoni to drink for $6. Any hero on the menu, along with chips and a drink, which I'm going to try in a few minutes, is $7 1/4. And then the everyday special, 1 large 3-topping pizza, a dozen garlic knots, and a 2-liter drink for less than $22. You couldn't make it for that. And so that's the everyday special here at Luke's. Tomorrow night and every Tuesday night, it's $1 pizza slice night from 4 until 9. They also deliver within a 5-mile radius of the store here on West Market Street in Johnson City. And live music cranking up outside on the, I guess you call it the porch. I'm not sure that's what I would call it, the porch, or the, I guess the outdoor seating area. Live music starting in April here at Luke's Pizza on West Market Street. By the way, the phone number is 328-0186. They do deliver within a 5-mile radius of the establishment here, right up from Walmart, again between Johnson City and Jonesboro. The National Hockey League's take a look. Hello to Betty Perry, by the way, watching in Elizabethton. Thank you, young lady. Again, Mary Ellen Malone in the hills of West Virginia watching. Thank you. Again, show number 701. Yesterday in the National Hockey League, the Nashville Predators go into Colorado and skate past the Avalanche 4-3. The Preds now 42-14. They've caught fire here over the last couple of weeks. Colorado 35-24 now. Other winners on the ice yesterday, it was Philadelphia losing. Florida skates past them 4-1. Anaheim, a 63, doubled up the Blackhawks. The Ducks beat them in Anaheim. Vegas, the Golden Knights pick up their 42nd win, skating past New Jersey 3-2 in Jersey. Winnipeg, a 3-2 winner at Carolina. Minnesota at home skates past Detroit 4-1. And the Columbus Blue Jackets go to 33-28 on the season. They doubled up San Jose in the Shark Tank in San Jose, 4-2 the final there. And so Columbus now a 33-win team in the National Hockey League. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on tap tonight. A big one, a good one. The Pittsburgh Penguins, the defending Stanley Cup champions, at 37-25 at home tonight against the Calgary Flames. They are 32-25. Also tonight, Toronto skates at Buffalo. Toronto trying to pick up their 40th win of the year on the ice. Ottawa skates at Dallas. Arizona and Edmonton against the Oilers. And Vancouver, the Canucks, at home against the New York Islanders in the National Hockey League. NBA from yesterday goes as follows. Atlanta with a 1-point win over Phoenix in Atlanta. Indiana goes into Washington and beats the Wizards by 3. 98-95. Toronto picks up their 45th win in the NBA, 5-point win at home against Charlotte. New Orleans, a 17-point win on the road at Dallas. Milwaukee at home against Philadelphia, and the Milwaukee Bucks get an 8-point win over Philadelphia. The Clippers, a 3-point win at home over Brooklyn, and the New York Knicks go into Sacramento and lose by 3. Sacramento got them 102-99. Good matchup tonight. Milwaukee turns right back around and plays at Indiana. Milwaukee 34-29. The Pacers at 36-27. LeBron and the boys home tonight. Cavaliers hosting Detroit. Cavs with 36 wins. Detroit with 29 wins. Phoenix and Miami. The Celtics in Chicago to take on the Bulls. My boys, the San Antonio Spurs, at home against Memphis tonight. Orlando plays at Utah, and the Lakers at home against the Portland Trailblazers again in the NBA. And that's your schedule there. Coming up, we're going to hear from Joe Avento is going to join us live from U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville to preview tonight's ETSU Men's Championship game. And also Daniel Monge is here, the Sports Information Director from Milligan College. And so we're going to be talking to Monge about a big record-setting performance of one of the student athletes of Milligan. Coming up next, we'll check in by phone with Joe Avento from Asheville, North Carolina, and also tell you who's punched their ticket to the big dance. In fact, we can do that right now before we go to the break. Let's tell you who's punched their ticket to the big dance from yesterday. The tournament winners, you would say 5 teams to do that. Lipscomb wins the Atlantic Sun. Radford, the Highlanders, win the Big South Conference Championship. Michigan wins the Big Ten. They'll go to the big dance as the number 1 seed coming out of the Big Ten Conference. Loyola of Chicago wins the Missouri Valley Conference. And also you have Murray State winning the Ohio Valley Conference OVC. Tournament starting, one cranks up today. That would be the MAC tournament, campus sites. And then they'll all shift to Cleveland, Ohio today. Tomorrow, the ACC starts in Brooklyn. Also tomorrow, the Big Sky starts in Reno. Some of the other tournaments cranking up this week. They're all cranking up this week. You have on Wednesday the Atlantic 10 in the nation's capital. The Big East Conference starts on Wednesday in the Big Apple. The Big 12 starts on Wednesday in Kansas City. Others starting on Wednesday, the Conference USA with my boys, the Marshall Thundering Herd, who went in on Saturday and whipped up on Middle Tennessee State in Murfreesboro. We are Marshall. Love my Thundering Herd. Their tournament starts in Texas on Wednesday. Also, the Mountain West starts on Wednesday. The Pac-12 starts on Wednesday in Las Vegas. The Southeastern Conference with Tennessee sharing a title, regular season title champions with Auburn. Everything starts in St. Louis on Wednesday for the SEC, Pac-12 in Las Vegas, and also the Sun Belt starts on Wednesday as well. So lots going on in, obviously, men's college basketball. Again, 5 teams are in already: Lipscomb, Radford, Michigan, Murray State, and Loyola of Chicago. And Thad Matta being courted very heavily by Ole Miss to become the Ohio State former coach, to be the new coach for the Ole Miss Rebels. Joe Avento joins us next. We're live here again at Luke's Pizza in Johnson City on show number 701 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here with the ratio. It goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
We're back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live at, again, Luke's Pizza here in Johnson City. Man, it is smelling good here, folks. They're having lunch, and woo, I'm liking it. I'm ready to roll here. On the phone is Joe Avento in Asheville, North Carolina. Joe, you've eaten at Luke's Pizza. You like it, don't you, big guy?
Yeah, I wish you would have called me to come out there someday I was in town.
Well, I'll tell you what, because you're the sports director of 2 papers, I'll bring you over one day and feed you. How's that? My treat. Is that good?
That sounds good. Yeah.
All right. In fact, we ought to bring the whole staff over here. We ought to bring you and Birchfield and Tanner and Fritz and feed them all one day. I'll do that if you'll do it. You'll line them up. You can get them all slowed down long enough. So, Joe, again, hello to Max Medismart watching the show in Kingsport. He is at the U.S. Cellular Center in Nashville. Big game tonight. Let's recap so far the Buccaneers and what they've done in the Southern Conference Tournament in Nashville.
Well, we all know they limped into the tournament. 2 straight losses, 4 out of 5. They were the hottest team in the country before that started. And we weren't sure exactly what to expect when they got in. And they were hoping they could turn on the Jets when they got to Asheville. But there were some skeptical people, not sure that they would be able to do that as soon as they got here. But boy, they've done it. They basically they blew out Chattanooga. And although the score last night against Furman doesn't look like a blowout, it was a blowout. Furman really didn't get anything going until the end, and ETSU had a comfortable lead the entire second half. So that sets up tonight's championship game with UNC Greensboro. It's a rematch from last year, one that ETSU won, and it's basically the game everybody here wanted to see. The fans, the conference probably wanted it as well.
We're talking to Joe Vento. So what's been the difference? As you said, they limped into the tournament. They lost 3 in a row at home, and all of a sudden they've caught fire. So you've covered them, and we've been reading about it. So what's been the difference for the Buccaneers in Nashville?
Steve Forbes talked about that he needed a tournament that those games that they lost were very close, and the play here and there could have changed the outcome. And it's just been a little bit of defense. They got into that winning streak. At that point in the season, the opponents are shooting under 40% against them, which is pretty outrageous. If you hold teams to the 30s, you're not going to lose. And during the losing teams are shooting 45 and 50%. And Forbes they turned up the defensive intensity last night. He said it was the best defensive performance any team he's ever coached had given. And they're just they're intense. And they do most of their defending before the player gets the ball. He pointed that out last night. They were holding these guys before they get the ball, so it makes it just harder to score. And at one point in the game last night, when ETSU had 53, forget how many Furman had at that point. But I made a mental note that this game's over. Furman's not going to score 53 points against this defense. And then they ended up with 52, so I was right.
We're live at Luke's Pizza. We're talking to Joe Vento. He's on the phone in Asheville, North Carolina. So it's a split in the regular season. The Bucs, again, know full well what happened when we went to UNC Greensboro. They ended their 16-game winning streak. This is a repeat of last year's championship game. So it's a storybook for you, I'm sure. From a writer's standpoint, this is like a storybook setting to get these two back in there again to play for the championship. So preview it. What's it going to take for the Bucs to win tonight and win the championship and get off to the big dance?
Well, when ETSU lost at Greensboro lost 14 shots that night, and they just dominated inside. And ETSU ended up the entire game with 4 assists. In all my years of covering college basketball, I've never seen a team get 4 assists this game. It was terrible. And Forbes told me a couple days later after watching the film, 12 of those 16 blocked shots came from the guy that was not covering the guy who shot and blocked. So they were staggering off people and blocking the guy's shots who were driving a lane. Forbes said that means people were open. If the defense is helping like that, somebody's open on the court and they were not finding the man, as evidenced by 4 assists. And he says next time they play him, they share the ball better and make the one extra pass, the shots are going to be there. And the way he's been coaching this team this year, when he tells me something, I believe it. He's doing a marvelous job coaching them, changing their plans from game to game, and you can see the changes. Sometimes they're subtle, sometimes they're pretty obvious. So I would anticipate a lot of driving, but those guys that are driving will not be seeing they're going to look. And if the defense is sagging on them, they're going to start dishing it out. And they're going to have to make some shots, but they should get some shots.
We're talking to Joe Vento. So the two freshmen, Bo Hodges and the big man in the middle, they've come on and played very well in the tournament, have they not?
Yeah, Steve apologized to me at the press conference after the first game. He said, we had to keep this a secret. And then we looked down and said, sorry, Joe. He's pretty good about keeping me informed of what's going on. And Bo Hodges he's just so athletic. And if you get the hip around his defender and he gets the legs and passes, he can score from any angle, from any body position. He's just athletic and flexible, and it's really fun to watch. And the long arm is playing like a beast. He had 10 points and 12 rebounds last night. He's from Serbia. And after the game, I talked to him, and he told me that his family back in Serbia, they watched the game on the internet just on live stats and play-by-play. They can't get ESPN3. And he said he calls them after the game to tell them what's going on in that. He's really excited. He said this is why he came to ETSU to win championships, and he's playing a big part of it. You don't see a freshman center playing that physical and dominate like that like he did last night.
We're talking again to Joe Vento, who is live again. As we said, he is a U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville. So set the table. You win tonight, you're in. If you lose, do you get an NIT bid? What happens to the loser tonight? Or are they just done?
Well, it depends on who wins.
Mm-hmm.
Greensboro losers tonight, they do get an NIT bid. That's automatic because the regular season champion earns at minimum an NIT berth. So Greensboro is playing again no matter what. ETSU is not in that same boat. They would have to wait for an at-large to get to the NIT, which basically, with the RPIs and the schedule that they played in, no wins over a top 50 or a top 100. I don't think they'll get an NIT bid, although there is a chance. It's not for sure there, but I don't like the chances if they lose tonight.
Last question, I'll let you go. Again, the crowd, I would assume, as it was in the old days, a lot of blue and gold when East Tennessee State played in Asheville. Great crowd representation this weekend for the Bucks?
Yeah, it sounds like a home game. They travel well. It's only 60 miles, like we said. They have no excuses, except tonight, the 9 o'clock tip-off. Oh, that's late. That's late for newspapers with a 10 o'clock deadline, which we have extended, by the way, for this special occasion. The fans have been here. It's not quite like the old days. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, the Johnson City Press used to be trucked into Asheville, and they put newspaper boxes in the concourse at the Civic Center. And the fans staying from Johnson City all weekend would have access to putting your quarter in the box and buying a newspaper. We thought that was kind of cool. That was how many people were here back then. Hey, I got one interesting thing to tell you about the Greensboro ETSU rivalry. You got a minute for that?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. Many people don't remember this probably, but back when Mr. Jennings and Greg Dennis and that group were freshmen, their very first game of their college career was in the Mini-Dome, and it was against UNC Greensboro, and this was, how many years ago was this? This was 30 years ago, right? 31 years ago. UNC Greensboro came into the Mini-Dome as a Division III school with no athletic scholarships and beat Mr. Jennings and Greg Dennis by 25 points.
Wow.
And that was their first college game. We know that turned out better than that in the long run. However, Mr. Jennings has told me several times throughout the years that his greatest regret in college basketball was that he never got to play UNC Greensboro again. And he would tell Les Robinson every year, come on, we got to schedule those guys. I want to get him back. So he'll be watching tonight with a lot of interest.
That's a great story. Joe Avento, again, live in Asheville, North Carolina. Enjoy your afternoon. We'll read your coverage tomorrow in the Johnson City Press and the Kingsport Times News. And have a great afternoon in Asheville. Thanks for your time, man. You're awesome. Appreciate it.
Okay, Tom. We're going to take you up on that pizza offer.
Yep. I'll feed the staff. You get them over one day, we'll feed them all. How's that?
Sounds great. Thank you.
Great job, my friend. Again, Joe Avento joining us live from the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville, North Carolina, getting ready for Buck basketball. Tip-off tonight at 9 o'clock. And so winner moves on. Loser, if it's ETSU, has to hope for an NIT bid. Joe doesn't think it's going to happen. And, of course, the winner will, if it's UNC Greensboro, by virtue of winning the regular season conference championship, they put themselves an automatic bid in the NIT. So the Bucks have got to win out to make it happen. And so we'll see if they can. Hello again to our buddy Betty Perry and Elizabeth. And don't forget, meet the Cyclones baseball team and meet the Lady Cyclones softball team tonight from 6 to 8 at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth, and we'll be there. And so we got baseball coverage a week from tomorrow. I checked the weather forecast. Best begin at the Long Johns this time next week. If the weather forecast holds true, it's going to be a little cold, a little rainy, a little cool, but we'll be there at O'Brien Stadium a week from tomorrow to open things up at 6:45 in the evening. First pitch at 7, unless they move it up because of the weather. It'll be Elizabethton and Sullivan Central a week from tomorrow night. We'll start our coverage brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Elizabeth. And quick break. We'll be right back. Daniel Monge, my dear friend from Milligan College, and the sports information director. He joins us coming up next. We're live here at Luke's Pizza on show number 701 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue in the month of February at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live again at Luke's Pizza. Tomorrow will be an American Import and Auto Repair right down the street. Wednesday will be Crosstown at Chick-fil-A. Crossings in North Johnson City. Thursday will be at Champion Chevrolet. And Friday, it seems like it's an all Johnson City stop this week. I'll be at Johnson City, Food City, I should say, on South Roan Street. We were at Food City in Churchill last week, and the next week we'll be at Food City on the 16th. We'll be at Food City on Eastman Road, so in Kingsport. So we're all over the place, and we like it. And so a brand new stop here today, Luke's Pizza. Smelling good, Daniel Monjay. The food is. I'm going to have to get something to eat here in a few minutes, and we're going to get him on talk first because he's got lots to talk about. You ever been to Luke's?
No, first time.
There we go.
We're excited.
Oh, yeah. Smells good in here, don't it?
Smells really good. I skipped breakfast, and I don't know if that might have been a mistake because I'm hungry.
No, we're going to feed you. We'll get his belly full. Interestingly enough, the menu is orange and black. Those are pretty good colors you're familiar with, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yep. So he is the sports information director of Milligan College, the land of the Buffaloes. Saw him yesterday. Milligan baseball team, our buddy G-Man Garrett Hartley, the freshman pitching for the Milligan baseball team who lost yesterday to, they played Montreat, is that right?
Yeah, played Montreat, first conference game, first conference series.
Yep. Lost 2 out of 3, is that correct?
Lost 2 out of 3. Had a chance in the second and third game of the series. Second game had a no-hitter, actually. Gave up a run in the top of the 7th, and that proved to be the difference. And then Sunday, Hartley had a really good start, pitched well. Well, had a rocky first inning, settled down after that, but Montreat got us.
So the guy threw a no-hitter and lost, the kid from Milligan?
Yeah, Jeffrey Mefford. He went 6 2/3, didn't give up a hit. I think the run in the 7th was a walk, and then maybe a stolen base and an error allowed him to score. So
You talking about tough luck? A guy throws a no-hitter and loses.
Yeah.
He can tell that to his kids.
Yeah.
Hey, kids,
Right.
your dad threw a no-hitter and lost one time. Daddy had a no-hitter and lost. Boy, it is a tough pill to swallow. But baseball. Now you're on spring break this week. Is baseball still playing? Or they're down.
Yeah, they're on the road. I think they go to Indiana for a game for a doubleheader tomorrow, and then they'll be on the road again over the weekend for another conference series.
Mm-hmm. So it is the season. Wes Holly's Lady Buffalo softball team. How are they doing right now?
Likewise, they'll be on the road this week for spring break. They've had kind of I guess about 500 starts so far. This weekend they went down to Truett McConnell and lost to. I think that was their conference opener as well. So we'll see. It's still early.
Coach Bill Robinson and the Milligan men's basketball team on the road as we speak in a van or vans, traveling from here to South Dakota in vans. Whew. You got to know, that's a haul. How long is it? How far? How many hours?
I think it was 17 hours, and they did it in a bus, which is a little better than vans, but that's still a long 17 hours. But yeah, they're going up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota for the national tournament. They'll play Wednesday against the number 2 team in the nation, Cornerstone, and then we'll see.
When do they get there, or are they there?
I think they get there today.
So they get a chance tomorrow to loosen up and get their legs
loosen up
back
and
underneath
practice
them.
probably, and then they play Wednesday, I think early evening.
So imagine if it's you and I, we travel 17 hours in a van and then get out and play a basketball game or the next day. But still, you got to figure they're going to be a little sore. But, hey, they're young guys, and they'll stretch, and they'll be ready to go. It's a chance to go to the national tournament. How many years has Coach Robinson taken them there?
Second year, and it's both of those times have been in the last 4 years. They went my first year here 4 years ago. Now they're going this year.
Talking to Daniel Monjay, Sports Information Director, who finally gets a break because he's going in every different direction. He and his assistant, who we've had on the show, intern Joni Maxwell. So we have track and field we're going to talk about, and swimming. Two great sports, and Milligan's going very well this year.
Yeah, we had a really successful finish to their seasons over the weekend. It was a busy weekend, but really good weekend. Track and field, we won a national title, our 5th one in the last 2 years. So really excited about that. Nathan Baker's a freshman from Middlesbrough, actually the same hometown as Hannah Seagrave, who won our last 4 national titles. But he's from Middlesbrough in UK, won the 3K national title last weekend on Saturday. Really excited for him. Obviously, he was an All-American in that event. He was one of 5 All-Americans in track and field this season. So, like I said, really successful for them. And then swimming had 3 All-Americans. Well, actually, two All-Americans, one with 3 All-American events. Kind of confusing, but Maggie Halloran is the swimmer there. She had All-American in 3 events, and then Sarah Farmer was an All-American in 1 event as well. Really exciting, really good stuff for them. It was a busy weekend for them, but really successful.
So Milligan's been coming rapidly because of Hannah and some other folks too. It's becoming a track and field pipeline. If you want to get noticed and get into a program that's very successful, come run track or run cross country at Milligan College. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. Yeah, Chris Lane's done a phenomenal job. Cross country, the women have won. I think it's now 14 out of the last 15 conference titles, been to the national championship 15 straight years. Track and field, right now he's their top 20 in the nation. I think they're 18th going into the national championships. They may move up from that. And then I think the individual results speak for themselves as well. Hannah Seagrave, 4 national titles. Now this year, Nathan Baker's a freshman and has 1. So, yeah, it's good stuff for them. They've done a really good job.
We're talking to Daniel Monjay, the Sports Information Director from Milligan College. So where is Hannah at now? What's she doing with her career?
Well, she's here in the States still. She did some training overseas back home over the summer for the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
She's back here now. She's actually helping with the cross country and track and field program as an assistant, just kind of helping out with them and with Chris with his stuff. So she's around. Yeah.
We're live at Luke's Pizza here in Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 701. So Kelly, your swim coach, who watches the show almost on a daily basis, at some point during the show was named, and deservedly so, the Coach of the Year in the conference, right?
Yep. Women's Coach of the Year, and did a really good job, well deserved. I think I said last time, it was right after it happened. You know, I kind of wanted to say something to her the day of, say, I feel like there's a chance. but didn't really want to bring it up, and I don't know if she was thinking about it or not. And then when she got it later, I was like, yeah, that makes total sense.
You didn't want to jinx her, did you?
No.
That old jinx, don't bring it up. So, since you've been here, you've had several coaches that have been named Coach of the Year in their particular sport, have you not?
Yeah, I feel like there's been at least every single one of them, or at least half of them, I'd say, because I know, when I first started, Ryan, I think his first year was Coach of the Year in both the men's and women's tennis teams. I know Tony Wallingford on the golf side has been the Coach of the Year. Rich Aubrey certainly has gotten it. Kelly's gotten it. Chris Lane's obviously gotten it a few times. Yeah, got a lot of good coaches.
Great coachings. Great coaches are at Milligan College. So you kind of got a break, although basketball is playing Wednesday night in South Dakota. The swim team, are they done since the Nationals? Yeah, they're finished up. And so what does she do, hit the recruiting trail?
Yeah, that's pretty much all the coaches now that are, as winter sports are wrapping up. It'll be, I'm sure, take a little break, maybe catch your breath, and then get right back at it, get ready for next year.
I was there watching the baseball yesterday. I thought the baseball field looked really good shape, given all the rain. They've done a really good job whipping it in shape there at Milligan. And softball, too, although I wasn't there, but it's right beside it. But baseball looked like it's in great shape.
Yeah, the rain. Drove by it last week. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and it had been raining all day. And it didn't look good.
No.
There were puddles everywhere and mud. But yeah, it's when the sun comes out and the water dries up, it looks really good. And the campus in general looks really nice too, especially this time of year with everything turning green and flowers blooming.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It's springing up. So, again, we're talking to Daniel Monjay. We're live here again, the SID from Milligan College. So when you get done this summer, you're going to have to update the records. You're going to be pretty busy. You've had a lot of record-breaking performances.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, the swimming and track stuff alone, but we've also got some other stuff, in basketball. Even just the standard stuff is really interesting to update every year when you just go through and look at, okay, who is our team leader and, three-pointers made, who is our team leader and goals, and, in soccer. All that stuff will get updated. But then obviously all the cool stuff too, like updating national titles. We'll update the banners in our field house with more national title stuff. That's always fun. But yeah, a lot of stuff that'll have to be updated.
Yep, and so you look ahead, and I'm going to get you to prognosticate coming back next year, because they're still playing the men's team and the women's team. It will be a rebuilding year. They have a lot of guys back, a lot of ladies back next year in basketball at Milligan. How's it look?
I think they'll both be good. This year, we lost our two best players at the beginning of the year, Jacob Kaywood and Tyler Nichols, both to injury. So we'll be getting them back. They were both all-conference last year. And then same on the women's side. I think we're returning our entire starting lineup. And then we've got some key players that were off the bench that'll be back next year as well. So I think it'll be good.
Yep, should be a great year. And so you got downs in spring sports, obviously, are baseball and softball, obviously. What else is going on right now?
Yeah, well, outdoor track and field will start up for both the men and the women. Tennis has started up. They're in Hilton Head this weekend. Kind of jealous of that. They're doing their spring break trip down there with 5 or 6 matches this week. Golf has started back up. And then, baseball, softball's in full swing at this point.
So you had a choice of going to Sioux Falls, South Dakota in a bus for 17 hours or going to Hilton Head. Let me think where I would be going.
Yeah, I think that's probably a no-brainer.
Yeah, get my Blue Lizard sunscreen out. We're going to Hilton Head to soak up some sun and some sand. But you're going to be right here this week, right?
I'll be here.
Hanging? So
hanging out.
You use a chance just to veg out, right?
Yeah.
A little R&R?
Probably take a little
break.
Rest.
Yeah.
Break, yeah.
Does like numbers just run through your head? Are you just like punch drunk at this point because it's just constant updating numbers? I called him yesterday. He was updating the baseball stats to put up on the internet, which we'll talk about in a moment. But do you ever reach a point where you just become, it's just sensory overload, just too many numbers?
It's so mentally exhausting sometimes, especially on a weekend like this when you've got swimming and track and field with so much success. Going through, and it's like I remember, going through trying to type out the records and the numbers, and there's so many numbers, and especially when you're talking about records, our swim team broke 15 of the 19 school records this year.
Wow.
And some of them, I think in some cases Sarah Farmer even broke 2 records, or broke one record and then later on the same day or in the same, at the same meet broke the same record. So it's a lot to keep up with, and it's definitely mentally exhausting. But weeks like this will be nice to kind of rest and recharge and be able to get back at it for the rest of the spring.
There you go. Are you been following any other sports, or are you just immersed into Milligan?
I've been totally immersed. I couldn't tell you anything about what's going on with even my favorite teams. I don't know what the Braves are doing. I don't know what the Falcons are doing. Hopefully this week I'll be able to kind of catch back up with some of that.
Yeah, kind of kick back, do a little R&R and catch up on what's going on in the world besides orange and black sports, right? Website, in closing, where's the website we can find out about Milligan?
It's MilliganBuffs.com.
MilliganBuffs.com. He does a phenomenal job. He and Joni keeping things rolling, and so he was the Sports Information Director of the Year in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Are you up for it again this year?
I think I'm up for it every year.
Yeah. So who votes on that, by the way? The ADs?
It's the SIDs.
Yeah,
everybody's kind of nominated, and then we do just a voting process at the end where everybody votes on who they think did the best job, is most deserving of it.
Yeah, so your contemporaries voted you that. That's even more impressive.
Yeah.
Because they know what kind of job you do because it's the same job they do.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Good stuff. Hang on, we're going to get something to eat here. We're going to sit down and break bread together. Oh, yes.
It's going to be good.
Oh, yes. Luke's Pizza. Appreciate him coming over again. Our buddy Daniel Monjay from Milligan College. Again, MilliganBuffs.com is the website. We're here live. We're going to wrap it up here in just a minute. But, again, let's clean things up. Phil Mickelson ended the longest drought of his career with a playoff victory yesterday over Justin Thomas in the Mexico Championship. They'll play this week in the Valspar Championship, capping off a final round of lustrous cheers and thin air that included Thomas holding a wedge for eagle in the final hole regulation. Mickelson, who closed with a 566, won for the first time since the 2013 British Open, a stretch of 101 tournaments worldwide that Phil Mickelson had not won. So pretty impressive. Thomas coming off a playoff victory at the Honda Classic last week, and so the Masters right around the corner, but this week they'll go to the Valspar Championship, and so big win for Phil Mickelson, the longest drought of his career. So he was all smiles yesterday, and understandably so. So big win for Mickelson yesterday in Mexico. College football, we told you on Friday, Tennessee football getting a transfer. Stanford quarterback Keller Christ announcing that he has decided to head to Knoxville as a graduate transfer. Chris played in 23 games over the last 3 years for Stanford, completing 55% of his passes for over 1,900 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He took over as starter midway through the 16th season, was ultimately benched during the 17th season. So he will again challenge Jarrett Garantano, Will McBride, and 3-star true freshman J.T. Shrout for the starting job in 2018. Speaking of Tennessee, the Volunteers sharing the SEC regular season title with number 14 Auburn. Tennessee getting a share of the first league crown since 2008 after being picked to finish 13th out of 14 teams by the league's media before the season, which means we don't know anything what we're talking about. It just sounds good, but Tennessee goes out and shows that the media was wrong as they share the championship with Auburn. The Vols also won to share the Eastern Division title back in 2009. Tennessee winning 4 straight, 11 out of the last 13, and so they will be ready to roll starting Wednesday in St. Louis for the Southeastern Conference Tournament. Tennessee with a lot of momentum heading into that tournament coming up again on Wednesday. Also, we send out a congratulations and also a good luck to ETSU senior Ben Johnson, who is going to be in the NCAA National Championships in the let's see, he'll be throwing the weight throw this year. So is that the shot put? Is that the discus? The weight throw. Johnson launched a record-breaking throw of 72 feet 1 inch at the Southern Conference Championship in Lexington, Virginia over the weekend. So his throw ranks 13th among collegiate competitors, putting him the weight throw. Is that shot put or is that discus?
It's its own separate event.
Is it really? The weight throw? Never heard of that.
Yep.
I'm embarrassed. I should know that. I've never heard of it. A weight throw.
It's just a big weight on a chain, I guess.
Oh, okay. So they spin around and release it. Okay. I didn't know that's what it was called. I thought that was the. Well, yeah, you're right. There is the discus, there is the shot put, and now the weighted throw. Anyway, this young man will be there again on Saturday inside the Gilliam Indoor Track Stadium in College Station, Texas. Good luck to Ben Johnson from East Tennessee State. And then to wrap things up, kind of on a, I guess it's a sad note, Roger Bannister, the first man to run a sub 4-minute mile in the history of track and field, had just become the first runner to break the mythical 4-minute barrier in the mile, a feat that stands as one of the greatest sporting achievements of the 20th century. The black and white image of Bannister, eyes closed, head back, mouth wide open, straining across the tape at Oxford's Iffley Road track, endures as a defining snapshot of a great moment in track and field history. Why am I telling you this? Roger Bannister died peacefully in Oxford over the weekend at the age of 88, and so he was the man who became the first runner to break the mythical 4-minute barrier in the mile. So he, again, passes away over the weekend at the age of 88. Again, reminding you one more time, we got basketball tonight. Again, the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State playing in the Southern Conference Men's Championship. That'll be tonight at 9 o'clock at the Asheville Civic Center. Also in basketball, the AAA, AA, and Single A sectionals are ready to roll. And again, those games, as we told you earlier in the show, now I got to figure out what I did with the paper so I can read it to you one more time. Obviously, Science Hill hosting Knox Powell. Dobbins Bennett goes to Bearden. It'll be Unicoi County on the road tonight at Knox Fulton. Alcoa goes into Granger. North Green and also Sullivan North playing. Again, North Green will be at home tonight. And so, oh gosh, what'd I do with it? Lordy, 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 lordy. Is this it? No, I'm going to find it because I want to make sure I get the AA teams and their opponents right here. Well, Mr. Monjay, welcome to my world. Lots of papers. Okay, that's not going to work on that one. It'll be this one right here, and it is. Thank you. Sullivan North will be at Oakdale tonight. And again, North Green playing host to, yes, who is, oh, brother. I can't remember who they're playing, and I apologize. It's here. We'll take a quick break. I'll find it before we get out of here because I'm going to give fair dueness to North Green. We'll be right back right after you hear this and see this about our baseball coverage of Elizabethton Cyclone baseball. I'm with head baseball coach Ryan President of Elizabethton Cyclones. And, Coach, we're very excited, my friend. We're getting ready to double the coverage of Cyclone baseball this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, too. I think it's a big step for our program. We really believe that getting out there what our kids do and letting the community know what we're doing and what we're up to is very important. The weather can be bad in the spring, and it doesn't matter to us if the weather's bad. We're going to play. We've played in snow. We don't really care about that. But watching baseball in the snow is pretty tough. So I think it's a really good opportunity for our fans to keep up with us. And really, we've got a lot of fans that live in different states. And I think you saw that from the coverage last year. People in all different parts of the country and in the world watching and listening to Cyclone baseball. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Absolutely. And, of course, it all starts March the 13th against Sullivan Central. We got some great games lined up. And, hey, this year we're taking out on the road doing some games, most of the games at Twin Stadium, but we are going to be on the road this year, some big conference games too.
Absolutely. You look early on, us at East, we battled last year with East, and a lot of the same players back on both sides of the field this year. So we're going to be battling with the East early on, and game at Happy Valley, obviously big in-county rivalry. That's also a conference tilt for us, and then going on the road down to Smoky Stadium. We're going to be playing Pigeon Forge in Jefferson County. Jefferson County goes to the state tournament last year in 3A. We actually beat them last year, which was big for us. And just trying to expand what we're doing here with the program, and this is a big part of it, and we appreciate you coming on board.
Oh, absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. And, of course, it takes sponsorship to make it go, to drive the bus, if you will. And so you've lined up some great sponsors. Tell us some of the folks that are going to be helping out with the broadcast this year.
We're going to be headlined by Chick-fil-A. So they're going to be our headline sponsor for the season. Game night sponsors actually got Carter County Bank and Appalachian Community Federal Credit Union. Physical therapy services from here in town. Tri-Cities Health is a great little outfit over on the edge of town between Elizabethton and Johnson City. Just super folks. Blackburn Children's in Stegall over in Johnson City. And we've even got Elizabethton High School Fellowship of Christian Athletes is coming on board. We're really happy to partner with them. They do a lot of great things here in the community and in the school.
It all starts March 13th. Again, it's going to be the Sullivan Central Cougars, our first one. First pitch at 7 o'clock on March 13th. It'll be here before you know it. Coach, what's the phrase that pays? What are we supposed to say? Cyclone?
Cyclone pride. Something to live by, Tom.
Cyclone pride. Something to live by. We'll see you March 13th. Again, looking forward to bringing Cyclone baseball right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. And we'll be there again tonight. It'll be Meet the Cyclone baseball and softball teams from 6 to 8 tonight. That'll be again at Chick-fil-A at the Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton, our great sponsor of Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball. It starts a week from tomorrow. Again, before we get out of here, I want to run them all down for you, out of fairness to everybody. Again, there's 4 games in each class tonight. In AAA, Dobbins Minute at Bearden, Science Hill hosting Knoxville, Riverdale at East Hamilton, and Stone Memorial Blackman. Those 4 winners will move on to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro. In the AA, Alcoa at Granger, Unicoi County at Knox Fulton, Upperman at Chattanooga Tyner, and Livingston Academy hosting Signal Mountain tonight. Those games again in the sectional. And then in Single A, you have Coalfield at North Green, Sullivan North at Oakdale, Lead Academy at Monterey, and Clay County at Cascade. Those are the games tonight in Single A. Everything starts at 7. We'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. We'll be live right down the street here at American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Big thanks again to Luke's. Loved being over here and had a steady little crowd in here. And so they'll be back tonight ready to go. Tomorrow night, $1 per slice pizza night from 4 to 9, dine-in only. Live music on Wednesday night starting in April right outside on the porch, I guess you'd call it. Delivery within a 5-mile radius of this establishment. And their specialty is the New York-style pizza, 18-inch thin crust. Mamma mia, it's good stuff. And so that's what's going on again here. And so you have heroes, you got the salads, you got the appetizers, which are the garlic knots, cheese bread, wings, hot barbecue or plain, the boneless wings, hot barbecue or plain. And as I said, my girls love the boneless barbecue wings with ranch dressing, and they come out of here all over their hands, their face, and they just kind of get it. You know, those girls, they're all about it, man. They love the wings here. And so, again, the heroes, they've got the pizza, of course. They've got toppings of, just about every kind of topping you can imagine, everything from green olives to jalapenos to pineapple, black olives, you name it, they've got it. And so this place has been here for 9 years. They do a great job. They're open Monday through Saturday, right up the hill from the Jonesboro Walmart here in Johnson City. Again, it's Luke's Pizza. They do a great job. 9 years going strong. You see the phone number, 328-0186. Big thanks to our guest today, Darius Hensley from the Cove, who came by and shared his experience of being at the funeral of Dr. Billy Graham over the weekend, again in Charlotte. Thanks to Darius stopping by. Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press on the way to cover the Dobbins Minute Bearden AAA boys basketball game tonight. You read all about it tomorrow morning in the Johnson City Press and the Kingsport Times News. Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter, great update on the racing this weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway as they head off to Phoenix. Daniel Monjay, of course, just now with us, the sports information director at Milligan College. And Joe Avento, live with us from the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville, getting ready, and gave us a great preview tonight of the Buccaneers and UNC Greensboro Men's Southern Conference Basketball Championship. We are out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Again, our verse of the day, we dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross, and the verse of the day is out of the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." There you go. So I greet you tomorrow again right down the street at American Import and Auto Repair on Tuesday, Wednesday at Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City. Thursday we'll be back at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. And then on Friday this week we'll be at Food City in Johnson City on South Roan Street. Next Friday we'll be at Food City on Eastman Road. And so till I greet you tomorrow at 11 o'clock, let's wrap up show number 701 from Luke's Pizza here in Johnson City. We'll tell you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody, from Luke's Pizza in Johnson City, wrapping up show number 701 of the Tom Toller Sports Show.